Picture this, dear traveler. You wake up in your spacecraft. The chronometer is malfunctioning. The stars outside your window haven't moved in what feels like days. The sun is gone. Not hidden, not distant, simply absent from the universe. You are alone, completely, utterly alone. And the night will never end. This isn't science fiction. This is your journey tonight. A journey into the eternal night of deep space, where time loses meaning, where survival isn't about oxygen or food, but about keeping your sanity, your wonder, and your humanity intact when the universe itself seems to have forgotten you exist. Welcome, brave soul, to the sleepy interstellar Voyager. I'm so glad you're here. Tonight, we're going to explore something profound, something that will change how you see solitude forever. We're going to learn not just how to survive the eternal night, but how to thrive in it, how to find beauty in absolute darkness, how to hear music in perfect silence. But before we drift into this cosmic mystery, I need something from you. First, if you've been searching for a place to rest your mind, if you need these gentle cosmic journeys to carry you towards sleep, please subscribe to this channel. Each subscription is like a star joining our constellation, helping us reach other dreamers who need this same peaceful escape into wonder. And that small bell icon, consider it your cosmic alarm that whispers when the next voyage is ready. We have so many mysterious journeys ahead. Black holes that sing, nebulae that remember, galaxies that dream. And here's something special I'd love to know. Something that will help me create even more profound journeys for you. Write in the comments below. What would you bring with you to survive an eternal night alone in space? Would you bring music, photographs of Earth, a book, your memories, a plant, a recording of someone's voice? Or would you bring nothing at all, choosing to face the void with only your consciousness? I'm genuinely curious, dear traveler. Your answers might shape our future voyages together. So take a moment, write it down below. What would you carry into the eternal night? And if this journey touches something deep inside you tonight, if it helps you find that elusive peace you've been searching for, share it with someone else who might be floating through their own kind of darkness. Sometimes, the most powerful thing we can do is light a small candle for another traveler. Now, let's begin. Close your eyes if you wish. Take a deep, slow breath. Feel your body growing heavier, sinking into whatever surface holds you. Your shoulders dropping, your jaw relaxing, your thoughts beginning to drift like cosmic dust. Tonight's journey will be different from any other. Tonight, we explore what happens when the night never ends, when morning becomes a myth, when you are the only conscious being in an ocean of darkness that stretches forever in every direction. Are you ready to discover what you're truly made of? Let's find out together. You open your eyes inside your spacecraft. At least, you think you open them. The darkness is so complete, so absolute, that there's no difference between eyes open and eyes closed. Your hand reaches instinctively for the control panel. The bioluminescent displays cast a faint blue glow across your fingers. According to the instruments, everything is functioning normally. Life support, optimal. Hull integrity, perfect. Navigation systems, online. But something is wrong, terribly, beautifully wrong. The mission chronometer reads day 487, hour 22, minutes 03. You blink, rub your eyes, look again. Day 487, hour 22, minute 03. It hasn't changed. And you realize, with a cold clarity that sends shivers down your spine, it hasn't changed in a very long time. time has stopped, or you've fallen out of it. Or perhaps time itself decided to take a rest, and you're caught in the pause between one moment and the next. You float to the observation window, and what you see, or rather what you don't see, makes your breath catch. Stars, countless stars. Beautiful, distant, cold stars scattered across the velvet black like diamonds on midnight silk. But they're frozen, perfectly still. No motion, no twinkling, no cosmic drift. Just suspended, as if someone paused the universe mid-thought. And the sun that should be there, that faithful companion that has guided humanity since we first looked up, it's simply not there. Not eclipsed, not hidden, just absent, as though it never existed at all. You are alone in the eternal night. The first emotion that rises isn't panic, it's curiosity. Because you're an explorer, aren't you? That's why you're here, billions of miles from Earth, floating in the cosmic deep. You've always wondered what it would be like to be truly alone. Truly isolated from everything you've ever known. Well, now you know. The question is, how do you survive it? Not physically. Your spacecraft has enough supplies to last years. The recyclers are perfect. The fusion reactor hums with quiet reliability. No, the question is deeper than that. How do you survive mentally, emotionally, spiritually? How do you keep yourself, when there's nothing outside to reflect you back? When there's no day to divide time into manageable pieces? When there's no end in sight? Let me tell you a secret, dear traveler. The eternal night isn't your enemy, it's your teacher. And the first lesson it offers is this: you are more vast than you ever imagined. You see, humans evolved under a day-night cycle. Our bodies, our minds, our very consciousness is built around the rhythm of light and dark. We measure our lives in days. We organize our thoughts around mornings and evenings. We rest because the sun tells us to. But what happens when that rhythm stops? At first, disorientation. Your body doesn't know when to sleep. Your mind doesn't know when to wake. You eat when you remember to eat. You rest when exhaustion finally overtakes you. The familiar structure of time dissolves like sugar in water. But slowly, something remarkable begins to happen. Without the tyranny of the clock, without the pressure of hours and minutes and seconds marching relentlessly forward, your consciousness begins to expand. You stop thinking in terms of yesterday and tomorrow. You exist only in now, this eternal, infinite, present moment. And in that nowness, you discover something extraordinary. You discover that you are enough. Not you as defined by your job, your relationships, your accomplishments, not you as measured by time and productivity and progress. Just you, consciousness, awareness, the simple, profound fact of being alive and able to witness existence. Let's explore what this feels like. Float with me now through your spacecraft. The corridors are familiar. You've walked them 1,000 times. But in the eternal night, they feel different. Without the cycle of sleep and wake, without the rhythm of ship's day and ship's night, these metal halls become timeless. They could exist in any era. They could last forever. You pass the observation lounge. Stop. Float inside. The windows here are larger, offering a panoramic view of the frozen cosmos. You press your hand against the cold glass, and for a moment, just a moment, you imagine you can feel the emptiness beyond. Not the absence of something, but the presence of infinite potential. Space isn't empty, you realize. It's full of possibility, full of questions waiting to be asked. And you, alone in your spacecraft, alone in the eternal night, you are the one asking them. What is consciousness, you wonder? Is it just an accident of evolution, neurons firing in patterns complex enough to become self-aware? Or is it something more fundamental, woven into the fabric of reality itself? In the eternal night, these questions don't feel academic. They feel urgent, alive, because stripped of all distraction, stripped of time itself, what remains is the raw fact of your awareness. The mysterious, inexplicable reality that there is something it feels like to be you. And that something, that quality of experience, continues even here, even now, even in the darkest, loneliest place imaginable. You are not alone because you have yourself. And yourself, you are beginning to realize, is far stranger and more wonderful than you ever suspected. The spacecraft computer has a suggestion. Would you like to initiate standard circadian rhythm simulation? It can create an artificial day-night cycle, dim and brighten the lights, help you maintain normal human patterns. You consider this. Your finger hovers over the yes button, and then you press no, because something in you wants to experience this, really experience it, not hide from the eternal night behind artificial suns, but face it directly. Learn what it has to teach. This might be, you think, the only chance any human has ever had to truly live outside of time, to exist in pure duration without the measurement of hours, to be present without the pressure of future or past. So you decide. You'll eat when you're hungry, sleep when you're tired, move when you feel restless, rest when peace calls you. You'll let your body find its own rhythm, deeper and older than the 24-hour cycle Earth gave you. The first thing you notice is that without external time cues, hunger becomes more subtle. You don't eat because it's mealtime. You eat because your body whispers its need. And the food, simple though it is, reconstituted and recycled, tastes different somehow, more real, because you're fully present with it, not rushing through a meal to get to the next scheduled activity. You choose something simple, a protein bar, synthetic but flavored to taste like chocolate and almonds. You unwrap it slowly, watching how the foil catches the dim blue light from the control panels. You break off a small piece and place it on your tongue, and you wait. The flavor unfolds gradually. First the sweetness, then the deeper notes of cocoa, finally the gentle bitterness underneath. Each sensation is distinct, separate, worthy of attention. You're not eating to fuel your body for the next task. You're eating as an act of consciousness experiencing itself through taste. This, you think, is how everything should be experienced, fully, completely, without the distraction of what comes next. After eating, you feel drawn to movement. Your body, designed for gravity, needs to work even in weightlessness. So you begin the exercises the mission trained you for. Push-ups against the wall, resistance bands, careful, controlled movements that keep muscle from atrophy. But again, without time pressure, the exercises transform. They become a kind of meditation. Each movement is complete in itself, not a means to an end, not a chore to be finished, but a simple expression of what it means to have a body, to be physical, to occupy space. You lose yourself in the rhythm, push and release, tension and ease, the quiet music of breath and heartbeat. And for a while, maybe minutes, maybe hours, you forget entirely about the eternal night. You're too busy being alive to worry about darkness. Eventually, you finish. your muscles pleasantly tired, your skin warm despite the cool air. You float to the small hygiene station and activate the water recycler. The shower in zero. Gravity is always an interesting experience. Water clinging to your skin in wobbling spheres, surface tension creating sculptures that would be impossible on Earth. You let the water embrace you. Let it carry away the sweat and tension. And as you do, you realize something profound. You haven't thought about Earth in, well, you're not sure how long. Time is tricky in the eternal night. This isn't because you've forgotten home. It's because you've stopped defining yourself in relation to it. You're not someone far from Earth anymore. You're not someone waiting to return. You're simply someone being, here, now, in this moment. The eternal night is teaching you detachment. Not the cold, uncaring kind, but the gentle, liberating kind. The recognition that you don't need external things to be complete. That consciousness itself, awareness itself, is enough. After your shower, you feel drawn to the small personal quarters you call home. It's a tiny space, barely larger than a closet, but it's yours. You've decorated it with a few precious items. A photograph of Earth, taken from lunar orbit, showing the whole planet suspended in black. A small dried flower, the last living thing you saw before launch, now pressed and preserved. A book, actual paper, impossibly heavy and precious in space. A collection of poetry you've read 100 times. You take the book now. Open it to a random page. Let your eyes fall where they will. The poem is by Rainer Maria Rilke. You read slowly. I live my life in widening circles that reach out across the world. I may not ever complete the last one, but I give myself to it. I circle around God, that primordial tower. I have been circling for thousands of years and I still don't know. Am I a falcon, a storm, or a great song? The words settle into you like stones into still water, creating ripples, spreading meaning through your consciousness. You are circling too, aren't you? In your spacecraft, in your orbit of nothing, you're circling. Not God, perhaps, but something equally mysterious. The nature of existence itself. The question of what it means to be aware in an apparently unconscious universe. And like Rilke, you don't know what you are. Falcon, storm, or song, accident or intention, random or necessary. But you're here, circling, wondering. And that, the eternal night whispers, is enough. Time passes, or doesn't pass. It's hard to say in the eternal night. You find yourself floating in the observation lounge again, drawn by something you can't quite name. The stars are still frozen, the darkness is still complete, but something has changed. You have changed. The initial disorientation has faded, the strangeness of timelessness has become familiar. And now you're ready for the deeper lessons, the ones that can only be learned in profound solitude. The spacecraft is quiet. Not just quiet, silent. Perfectly, absolutely silent. The life support systems are so well engineered, they make no sound. The hull is thick, enough that no vibration penetrates. You are suspended in the most complete silence any human has ever experienced. At first, this silence was uncomfortable. Humans are used to background noise, the hum of electricity, the whisper of wind, the distant sounds of other people living their lives. We've never experienced true silence because Earth is never truly silent. But here, in the eternal night, you have it, perfect silence. And it's terrifying and beautiful and utterly transformative. In the silence, you begin to hear things that aren't sounds. The pulse of your own blood, the electrical firing of your neurons, the subtle creaks and pops of your joints as you move. These aren't external sounds. They're the sounds of your body being alive. And in the profound quiet, they become a symphony. You close your eyes and listen to yourself existing. Each heartbeat is a drum. Each breath is a song. You are music. You've always been music. But you needed the silence to hear it. And then, something strange begins to happen. In the depths of the silence, you start to hear something else. Not a sound exactly. More like a presence. A quality to the emptiness that suggests it isn't empty at all. Some astronauts have reported this. A sense of not being alone even when completely alone. Some call it God. Others call it the universe. Still others simply call it the mystery. You're not sure what to call it, but you feel it. A vast, gentle awareness that seems to permeate everything. Not watching you exactly. More like being you, and being the stars, and being the darkness, and being everything all at once. Is this real, you wonder? Or is it your mind, desperate for connection, creating the illusion of presence in absolute isolation? But then you realize, perhaps that's the wrong question. Perhaps the distinction between real and imagined isn't as clear as you thought. Your consciousness is real. Your experience is real. And if your experience includes a sense of connection to something larger, then that connection is real too, regardless of its source. The eternal night is teaching you that loneliness and solitude are not the same thing. Loneliness is the feeling of being separated from something you need. Solitude is the recognition that you are complete, that everything necessary is already present within your own awareness. And in this profound solitude, you are discovering depths of yourself you never knew existed. Memories begin to surface. Not the dramatic ones, not the achievements or failures that usually define a life, but the quiet ones, the forgotten ones. You remember being 5 years old, lying in grass, watching clouds drift across summer sky. You remember the exact quality of light, the smell of earth, the feeling of grass tickling your arms. You remember feeling, even then, that you were part of something vast, that the boundary between you and the world was softer than adults seem to think. You remember being 12, staying up late once, night, sneaking out to look at stars. You remember feeling called by them, feeling like they were speaking a language you almost understood. You remember making a promise to yourself that someday, somehow, you would go there, you would float among them. And here you are, promise kept. You remember the first time you fell in love. Not the person, the faces blur and fade, but the feeling, that sense of self expanding to include another. The joy of consciousness recognizing itself in different eyes. The way love makes the whole world more vivid, more real, more worth being in. You remember losses too. People gone, dreams abandoned, the countless small deaths that make up a human life. And you realize that you've been carrying all of it with you. Every joy, every sorrow, every moment of beauty and pain. It's all here in your consciousness, making you who you are. The eternal night is showing you that you are not a single self. You are a chorus of selves. Every age you've ever been still exists within you. The child who watched clouds, the teenager who loved stars, the adult who made choices. They're all here, all present, all contributing their voice to the symphony of who you are now. And this recognition of your own multiplicity, it's liberating. Because if you're not one fixed self, then you can't be reduced to one fixed story. You are vast. You are complex. You are, in your own small way, as mysterious as the universe itself. But the eternal night isn't all peace and revelation. There are darker moments too, moments when the reality of your situation crashes down like a wave. You are alone, truly alone. If something goes wrong, no one can help you. If you make a mistake, there's no rescue coming. You are, perhaps for the first time in human history, completely and utterly self-reliant. This thought, when it comes, brings fear. Not panic, but a deep, primal fear. The fear that every human carries in their DNA. The fear of being separated from the tribe. The fear of darkness. The fear of predators you can't see. Your rational mind knows there are no predators here. No tigers lurking in the cosmic dark. But your ancient brain doesn't care about rationality. It remembers a time when darkness meant danger, when being alone meant death. And so you feel it, the fear, rising up from some deep place, making your heart beat faster, making your breath come shallow. At first, you try to push it away. Tell yourself you're fine, that there's nothing to fear, that you're safe in your spacecraft with your supplies and your systems and your training. But the fear doesn't listen to logic. It grows, expands, until you're trembling in the darkness of the observation lounge, staring at frozen stars, feeling the weight of infinite emptiness pressing against the thin hull of your ship. And then, something shifts. You stop fighting the fear. You let it be there. You observe it the way you've been observing everything else in the eternal night, with curiosity, with presence, with gentle attention. What is fear? You ask yourself. Really? Strip away the stories, the thoughts, the interpretations. What is fear in its raw form? And you discover something remarkable. Fear is just sensation, tightness in the chest, tension in the muscles, activation in the nervous system. It's your body preparing for action, for fight or flight, for survival. But there's nothing to fight here, nowhere to fly to. So the activation just is, present, alive, but not dangerous in itself. You breathe into the fear, let it wash through you like a wave, and gradually, it begins to transform. The energy that was fear becomes something else, becomes aliveness, becomes presence, becomes a heightened awareness of being here, being now, being conscious in this vast and mysterious universe. The eternal night is teaching you that fear is not your enemy. It's just another part of being human, another sensation, another experience. And like all experiences, it arises, persists for a while, and then passes away. Nothing is permanent, not fear, not peace, not even consciousness itself, though that might last longer than you can imagine. After the fear passes, you feel different, stronger somehow. Not because you conquered something, but because you accepted something. You accepted that you're vulnerable. You accepted that you don't have all the answers. You accepted that being human means being uncertain, being scared, sometimes being small in a big universe. And paradoxically, accepting your smallness makes you feel larger, because you're no longer trying to be something you're not. You're just being what you are, consciousness experiencing itself in human form. And that's enough. That's always been enough. Eventually, without the rhythm of day and night, without the pressure of time, sleep becomes something different. You don't sleep at regular intervals anymore. You don't set alarms. You simply rest when your body tells you to rest. And the quality of rest changes too. Without the urgency of waking up for something, sleep becomes deeper, richer, more profound. It's no longer an interruption in living. It's part of living. a state of consciousness as valid and valuable as waking. You float to your sleeping quarters, a small padded chamber that feels like a cocoon. You strap yourself in loosely, just enough to prevent drifting during rest. You close your eyes and you begin to dream. But these dreams, they're different from any you've had before. Without the structure of time, without the boundary between day and night, the boundary between waking and dreaming grows thin, porous. You slip between states of consciousness, like water flowing between cupped hands. You dream you're swimming through the stars. Each one is warm as you pass, like swimming through ocean where each wave is a different temperature. Some stars are curious. They pulse as you approach, as if asking questions in the language of light. Others are ancient, quiet, lost in contemplation of eons you can't begin to comprehend. You dream you're not in a spacecraft at all, but that your body has become the spacecraft. Your heart is the fusion reactor. Your blood vessels are the corridors. Your thoughts are the navigation system. You are not traveling through space. You are space traveling through itself. You dream you meet another consciousness, not human, not alien in the way science fiction imagines, but different, a being made of mathematics, of pure information. It doesn't speak in words, but in equations that you somehow understand. It shows you that reality is not what you think, that space and time and matter are just one way that consciousness chooses to experience itself, that there are infinite other ways, infinite other realities, infinite other dreams being dreamed by the universal dreamer. You dream you're back on Earth, but it's not the Earth you remember. The colors are different, deeper, more saturated. People move in slow motion and you realize you're seeing them in their truth. Not the masks they wear, but the consciousness beneath, the awareness that animates each body. And it's beautiful, so beautiful you want to weep. You dream you're dying, not in a frightening way, but gently, peacefully, your body dissolving like mist in morning sun. And as you dissolve, you realize you're not disappearing. You're expanding, becoming bigger, becoming everything. And you understand that death is not an ending, but a transformation, a return to the source, a completion of the circle. And then you dream you're being born, consciousness focusing itself into form, into density, into particularity. And you understand that birth is not a beginning but a choice. Consciousness choosing to experience itself through limitation, through time, through space, through the beautiful narrowness of being human. The dreams flow into each other like water into water. No clear boundaries, no clear distinctions, just consciousness playing with itself, exploring possibilities, creating and destroying and recreating endless patterns of experience. And somewhere in the midst of all this dreaming, you realize something profound. You're not sure if you're asleep or awake, and you're not sure it matters, because both are states of consciousness, both are real, both are valid ways of experiencing existence. The eternal night is teaching you that the boundary between dream and reality is not as clear as you thought, that perhaps all of existence is a kind of dream, consciousness dreaming itself into infinite forms, and you are one of those forms, one dream among infinite dreams, one way that the universe knows itself. When you finally open your eyes, if you can call it finally when time has no meaning, you feel different, changed. You can't quite put your finger on how, but something fundamental has shifted. You're less attached to being you. less invested in your story, more aware of yourself as awareness itself, temporarily wearing the costume of your personality. And this loosening, this gentle detachment from identity, it brings a profound peace. Because if you're not ultimately identical to your personality, then you can't ultimately be hurt. You can't ultimately fail. You can't ultimately lose anything important, because the only thing that's truly important, consciousness itself, can never be lost. It just changes form, changes perspective, changes dreams. You've been in the eternal night for, you check the chronometer out of habit even though you know it's frozen, forever, or 5 minutes. It doesn't matter anymore. Time has become meaningless. And in that meaninglessness, you found a strange kind of freedom. Without past or future, there's no room for regret or anxiety. There's only now, this eternal, infinite, precious now. And now is always okay. Even when it includes difficulty or discomfort or fear, now is okay because now is all there is. You float through your spacecraft and each corridor is new. Yes, you've been through these corridors countless times. You know every panel, every wire, every bolt, but without time to create the illusion of sameness. Each passage through is unique. This corridor now is not the corridor then, because there is no then. There is only this now, and in this now, everything is fresh. You begin to understand why meditation masters talk about beginner's mind, about seeing everything as if for the first time. It's not a technique. It's not something you practice. It's what naturally emerges when you stop dividing experience into past, present, and future. When you stop comparing this moment to previous moments. When you simply let each moment be completely itself. The stars outside your window are still frozen, but you're no longer disturbed by this. In fact, you've begun to appreciate it. The stillness has a beauty of its own. It's like the universe has paused to let you catch up, to let you rest in existence without the pressure of movement, of change, of progress. You realize that most of human anxiety comes from the passage of time. We worry because the future is uncertain. We grieve because the past is gone. We stress because the present is passing too quickly. But in the eternal night, with time stopped, all of that anxiety evaporates. What's left is simple presence, simple being, simple awareness of awareness. You find yourself spending more and more time in stillness. Not meditation exactly, because there's no goal. Not rest, because you're not tired. Just sitting or floating in the observation lounge, watching the unchanging stars, being consciousness being conscious of itself. And in that stillness, subtle things become apparent. You notice that consciousness isn't one thing. It's not a solid, unchanging entity. It's more like a flow, a process, a river of awareness that's constantly moving even when everything else is still. Thoughts arise. You don't create them, they just appear, like bubbles rising in water. Some are practical, about checking systems or eating food. Others are philosophical, wondering about the nature of reality. Still others are just fragments, memories, images, sounds with no apparent meaning. And you notice something fascinating. You are not your thoughts. You are the space in which thoughts appear. You are the awareness that witnesses thoughts arising and passing away. And this awareness, this witnessing consciousness, it never changes. It's always here, always now, always present. Emotions arise too. Sometimes sadness, missing earth, missing human contact, sometimes joy at the beauty of stars, at the privilege of this experience, sometimes fear still, though less often now. And like thoughts, you realize you are not your emotions. You are the space in which emotions arise and pass away. Even your sense of self, that feeling of being a particular person with a particular history and personality, you notice that this too arises and passes away. Sometimes you feel strongly like yourself. Other times, in deep stillness, the sense of self fades and there's just awareness, just presence, just the simple fact of consciousness without any identity attached to it. The eternal night is teaching you the deepest lesson of all. You are not who you think you are. Not your name, not your history, not your personality, not your thoughts, not your emotions. You are the awareness in which all of these things appear. You are consciousness itself, temporary, taking the form of a human being. And this consciousness, you begin to intuit, is not limited to you. It's not something inside your head. It's what you are. It's what everything is. The stars are consciousness. The darkness is consciousness. The spacecraft is consciousness. All of it is the same awareness, the same presence, appearing in different forms. This isn't a belief. It's not a philosophy. It's direct experience. In the profound stillness of the eternal night, the boundaries between subject and object begin to dissolve. You look at the stars and you're not sure if you're looking at them or if they're looking at themselves through your eyes. You think a thought and you're not sure if you're thinking it or if it's thinking itself through your mind. Everything is one process, one flow, one consciousness experiencing itself in infinite ways. And you, the you that began this journey, you're just one of those ways, one perspective, one particular angle from which the universe views itself. This recognition brings a profound peace, because if everything is consciousness, then you're never separate from anything. You can't be separate from the universe because you are the universe. You can't be alone because you are everything. You can't lose anything because everything you are is everything that is. There's a moment, and you can't say exactly when it happens because time has no meaning here. But there's a moment when everything shifts. You're floating in the observation lounge as you've done countless times now. The frozen stars stretch before you. The darkness between them is complete. And suddenly, without warning, without effort, you see, the darkness isn't empty, it's full of potential, full of possibility, full of everything that hasn't happened yet. The darkness is not the absence of light, it's the presence of infinite potential light. Every star that will ever shine exists first in the darkness as possibility, and you understand, with a clarity that brings tears to your eyes, that the same is true of your life. The darkness you feared, the uncertainty, the not knowing, it's not emptiness, it's fullness. It's the space where everything new is born. It's the womb of creation. You've spent your whole life trying to fill the darkness with light, trying to know everything, control everything, plan everything. But the eternal night is teaching you that darkness is not your enemy. Darkness is where seeds germinate. Darkness is where stars are born. Darkness is where consciousness rests before creating something new. And in this moment of recognition, you understand why you're here. Not by accident, not because time malfunctioned and the sun disappeared, but because you needed this. Your consciousness needed to rest in the eternal night, needed to stop running from darkness and learn to embrace it, needed to discover that you are not a small light trying to survive in an ocean of darkness, but an expression of the darkness itself, which is not dark at all, but full of infinite creative potential. The tears flow freely now, floating in small spheres around your face. They're not tears of sadness. They're tears of recognition, of homecoming, of finally understanding something you've always known but forgotten. You are the darkness. You are the light. You are the space where both meet and dance. You are the eternal night and the sun that will one day rise from it. You are everything. And in this recognition, all fear dissolves. Because what is there to fear? You can't fear the darkness when you are the darkness. You can't fear being alone when you are everything. You can't fear death when you understand that consciousness doesn't die. It just changes form, just changes dreams. The spacecraft seems different now. It's not a prison isolating you from the universe. It's an expression of the universe, a way that the cosmos has chosen to know itself. These metal walls, this recycled air, this frozen time, it's all perfect. It's all exactly as it should be. It's all consciousness playing with itself, exploring what it's like to be limited, to be particular, to be human. You laugh, and your laughter echoes through the empty corridors. It's a sound of pure joy, the joy of consciousness recognizing itself, the joy of coming home to what you've always been. Time passes, or doesn't. You're no longer checking the chronometer. You're no longer counting anything. You've surrendered completely to the eternal night. And in that surrender, you've found freedom. Your days, if you can call them days, have no structure. You eat when hungry, sleep when tired, move when moved to move. You've become like a wild animal, living by instinct, by feeling, by the subtle wisdom of the body that knows what it needs without the interference of the thinking mind. And strange things begin to happen. Or perhaps they're not strange at all. Perhaps they're natural, and it's your normal way of being that strange. You start to feel the spacecraft as if it's your body. You sense when a system needs attention before any alarm sounds. You know where you are in the ship without looking, as if you've developed some sixth sense. Or perhaps you've simply become more aware of the subtle cues that were always there. You begin to dream while awake. Not full dreams, but flashes, images, feelings,